Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. We are officially at the end of 2023, meaning that it's time for our yearly Cartoon Network year in review videos. As per usual, we'll take a look at everything that premiered on Cartoon Network, everything that ended on Cartoon Network, and everything else ongoing with the channel this year. And as for the shows that premiered on Cartoon Network, we really don't have all that much, and this year's been a bit of a complicated scenario when it comes to Cartoon Network premieres. And the reason I say a bit of a complicated scenario is because we've had a lot of series that were moved off of Cartoon Network onto Adult Swim or Amazon Prime Video in the case of Batman Caped Crusader, although that didn't come out yet this year. And then we had some Cartoon Network original series premiere on Max as well. So first and foremost, if we go back to the start of the year, the first brand new series that premiered this year was Unicorn Warriors Eternal, which premiered on May 5th of this year on Adult Swim. This was a show that was originally supposed to be a part of Acme Night on Cartoon Network, but due to the change in regimes, I guess you can say, over at Warner Brothers Discovery and Cartoon Network, the focus shifted with Cartoon Network, and we saw a lot more of an emphasis being placed on Adult Swim this year, which we'll get more into later on. But that series premiered on May 5th of this year, and it went on for 9 weeks with the first 10 episodes playing on Adult Swim. And then on July 7th of this year, we had My Adventures with Superman also premiere on Adult Swim. This was another scenario of a show that was supposed to come out on Cartoon Network, but then got moved to Adult Swim. And both Unicorn Wars Eternal and My Adventures with Superman were fantastic series, and I can't wait to see more from both respective shows. But later on in the year, on August 31st, we had Adventure Time Fiona and Cake, a Cartoon Network Studios produced series premiering on Max. As we can see a trend forming this year where a lot of Cartoon Network produced series are premiering either on Adult Swim or Max. Then on September 9th of this year, we had Tiny Toons Looniversity again premiere on Max, with later episodes airing on Cartoon Network, but it originally was a Max series. Then we had Jessica's Big Little World on October 2nd, that being a preschool show for Cartoonito. We had The Heroic Quest of the Valiant Prince Ivandoe premiere on November 11th. And then last but not least, we had Craig Before the Creek premiere on digital storefronts first. It hasn't premiered on Cartoon Network just yet on December 11th of this year. And that's it when it comes to new shows this year regarding Cartoon Network. And in reality, the only new series that actually premiered this year on the channel itself, being Cartoon Network, is The Heroic Quest of the Valiant Prince Ivandoe. Every single other show I mentioned either premiered on Adult Swim or Max or Cartoonito. Nothing premiered on Cartoon Network this year until November 11th with The Heroic Quest of the Valiant Prince Ivandoe. And a little interesting tidbit I noticed with a lot of these premiere dates when I was putting this video together is they premiered on the same day number as the month number that they are a part of. Now, what I mean by this is Unicorn Warriors Eternal premiered on May 5th, 5/5. Superman, July 7th, 7/7. Tiny Toons Looniversity, 9/9, September 9th. Ivandoe, 11/11, November 11th. So that's just a little interesting thing. I don't know if that was intentional, but maybe it's something to watch out for in the future. I'm assuming this was just a coincidence, but nevertheless, it's kind of interesting to see that happen. As for shows that ended this year, we only had one in Summer Camp Island, which concluded on August 11th of this year. And that's pretty much everything regarding new shows or shows ending. And as you can see, there really wasn't that much happening with Cartoon Network this year when it comes to new shows premiering. What did happen with Cartoon Network this year, though, was the expansion upon Adult Swim, which means the lessening of airtime for Cartoon Network itself. And if you guys remember, on August 28th of this year is when Checkered Past premiered. That was the time at which Adult Swim started taking over at 5 p.m. It used to always be, back in the day, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. when Adult Swim used to take over. Then this year we saw it move to 7 p.m., then 6 p.m., and then now it is at 5 p.m. with the premiere of Checkered Past, which obviously is their new classics block, which I would say has been a pretty big hit so far. I think it's been something good for the channel. But again, that's something for Adult Swim. And if you haven't been able to tell already, the big theme this year for Cartoon Network is the reliance, or rather the promotion, of Adult Swim over Cartoon Cartoon Network. It seems like going forward, the new strategy, at least until the next merger happens with Paramount or whomever buys Warner Brothers Discovery, but with this current regime, it seems like the priority going forward is going to be young adult animated content as opposed to kids animated content on Cartoon Network. Now, this is going to take the forms of series being on Adult Swim, like in the case of My Adventures with Superman and Unicorn Wars Eternal, but it's also going to take the form of shows like Adventure Time Fiona and Cake premiering on Max. Overall, this year, from an animation perspective, when it comes to Cartoon Network Studios and Warner Brothers Animation, I feel like it's been pretty strong. The shows that I listed off to you guys before have been really good for the most part. There's some series that weren't such a hit, like Tiny Toons Looniversity. I never saw The Heroic Quest of the Valiant Prince Ivanhoe, and quite frankly have no interest in seeing that show. But as for Unicorn Wars Eternal, My Adventures with Superman, Adventure Time Fiona and Cake, those were 3 massive hits that came out earlier this year, or at the midpoint of this year. But as for the future of Cartoon Network, that's what comes into question after this year being 2023 with the reliance on Adult Swim. It really does question, what is Cartoon Network's future? Is it eventually going to get fully phased out with Adult Swim kind of taking over entirely? I don't foresee that happening, but it's something to definitely keep an eye on as we head into 2024. And that's pretty much it regarding Cartoon Network this year. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this year for Cartoon Network. Do you think it was a disappointment, or did you enjoy what we got? Also, be sure to check out for the next video being our 2024 outlook for Cartoon Network. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.